Hey guys, what's going on? I'm back again with another video. Some of you guys know COD Next 2023 concluded today, and today they showed the gameplay trailer for the new Zombies mode that's coming to Modern Warfare 3 next month, and I don't think there's going to be a beta for it. So I just want to kind of go over my thoughts on the gameplay trailer and my thoughts on the mode. The mode looks pretty cool. There's going to be a lot of zombies. They spoke about there being zones, like pretty much the middle of the map is going to be the toughest zombies with the most zombies. And I think that's something that's really cool. Now, I have seen people on Twitter and maybe even on YouTube complaining that it's daytime and it doesn't have like the ambiance of what zombies should be. Most people are thinking nighttime, dark, nighttime, scary, a lot of blood. But the thing is, people are always going to have something to complain about, because if you look at Vanguard had that dark, scary ambiance of typical zombies, and then you teleported to different parts. And I think most of the modes were all nighttime. If you think about Numa and some of the places you got teleported to, they were all nighttime. But I understand the game was very difficult for A, the zombie YouTubers, and then B, some of the casual people that maybe were used to having, and I've mentioned this before, so this is nothing new, that have maybe like 5 wonder weapons, perkaholics, OP, everything, and the maps are easy. Vanguard wasn't for everyone. So, like I said, people are gonna always have something to complain about. Again, for me, I like trying something that's new and different, and this is supposed to be like a new spin on Outbreak, and it looks pretty cool. The weapons are gonna be pretty amazing. It looks like the wonder weapon looks pretty cool too. It does have like a charge up or a spin up time, so it's probably not going to be for like super fast pace, because it takes like maybe 2 seconds for it to either charge or spin up. Again, you're going to see the Abomination, I think that was. So it's going to have a lot of take on some of the stuff that we saw in Cold War, and then it's going to add some more stuff to it. There's going to be some huge bosses that I guess community events or live events that's going to happen. I saw even people comparing it to Blackout. I just don't like when people start comparing it to different things, because in my mind, none of it ever looks, or I wouldn't even think it looks like any of the stuff that they're comparing it to. Like some people said like Blackout. None of this looks like Blackout. If anything, definitely, and they've mentioned it, Treyarch's mentioned it, and the devs have mentioned it, that it looks or is more like a successor to Outbreak, or the Outbreak mode. It's huge open world. Now, the only thing that I want to talk about for sure, I mean, mostly I just talked about what I heard or saw on Twitter, but I think it's a good beginner mode. Now, unfortunately, everything depends on how many people are playing the game and budget, if they're just going to move on to the next game, if they're going to give some new modes and a bigger budget, more dev time to it. But I would love to see some LTMs, and that's the argument that I think a lot of people have when it comes to Warzone, Battle Royale, maybe even multiplayer. Everybody wants different modes and newer things and stuff that are different. Yes, there are always going to be a lot of content creators that complain about everything, and that happened last year with Warzone. They had a lot of changes in Warzone, and a lot of big content creators complained about it because, again, I've mentioned this before, it's no big secret, like 95% of content creators, streamers, YouTubers are terrible at video games. They just find different things to complain about so they don't get exposed to their viewers and subs. Now, again, with that being said, I myself would want different things for different type of modes, like what they tried and Jimmy tried doing, and maybe even Jason did with Rush mode in Black Ops 4. I would want different little LTMs, like grief mode. I definitely would want to see like maybe like, it sounds corny, but something along the lines of the meat, the race mode, maybe even like town and farm, different spots where you can maybe bunker down, not necessarily round based, but probably something like town. Maybe they pick a part of the Warzone map, and then you and while I'm talking, I just have to mention that it's Kevin Drew and Leslie Miles or Miles Leslie that's talking right now, so I don't want you to think I'm like ignoring what they were saying. But a lot of them talked about like the grinding and the perks and stuff like that. But again, and I'll maybe link it if you want to check out the what they're actually saying. But I'm just want to talk about my thoughts on it. I definitely would want to see some LTM, some different modes. Now, I don't know if it's kind of taboo, like stuff you don't talk about in the industry, but Fortnite does or did a great job, probably one of the best zombie modes ever, with Save the World or Fortnite itself, the original Fortnite before it became known as a Battle Royale game. But it did a really good job because you had all these mini little modes like Save the Survivors. I don't know if they're legally allowed to copy that, but that's something that I'd want to see. Like Save the World is amazing. It has everything that I would want. The grinding is fine. You're ranking up your characters. You're trying to get stronger. You're finding stuff around the map. And again, it had basically a survivor mode where you save survivors. You had some where you destroy the encampments, I guess they call it. There were so many different modes in Save the World, and that's what I would want and I think some of the other YouTubers said it too. If you're just expecting us to go in there and do exfil every time, it's gonna get boring. It's probably only gonna unless there's a really good rewards and stuff like that, weekly rewards, daily rewards, if you go in there or this spot or that spot, because that's how Fortnite does it too. There's pretty much different parts of the map. Some of it gives you better blueprints, so you can have better weapons to craft. Some of it gives you better skins, characters to unlock. It gives you a better team to unlock. So there are going to be rewards all over the Battle Royale. Hopefully that's what I want, like different rewards all over the place, different modes that you can go in and try different things. Again, rather than just going in exfilling for an hour. Now, the only thing about exfilling for an hour or the hour time limit, the funny thing with Outbreak is Outbreak I played mostly every game lasted at least 3 hours, and that felt like it was 30 minutes. So an hour inside this mode, the zombies mode, or DMZ zombies, I guess, an hour is probably going to feel like literally 15 or 20 minutes because an hour can go really fast. When I played Outbreak, like I said, I played for like 4 hours, and that felt super fast. And I always laugh about it because I said that's kind of what they say about the Dark Ether is, every 5 minutes in the Dark Ether was like a couple thousand years or whatever it is. So I thought that was pretty cool. Now, I don't know if you want me to talk about what's on the screen. And that's the other thing, too, I guess what's on the screen right now is the story part of it. Unfortunately, I'm one of those people, or fortunately, I'm one of those people, however you want to look at it, or what side of the fence you're on. I like slowly moving away from the old story because, again, it's happening where people are already starting to crap on this mode, like I said. Maybe people that didn't get invited. That was the other thing about Vanguard. Vanguard got crapped on by pretty much all the content creators because nobody got invited. Nobody got flown out. I believe nobody got flown out to cover zombies, and it was kind of COVID time and stuff like that. Now, for me, I would like to see the story, but at the same time, like a new story with a little bit of the old story. Now, if there's ever a point that they just continue the old story, which I think they can't because they closed off the multiverse and stuff like that. Well, that's pretty much impossible because I think they pretty much closed off the multiverse. Now, I do have a theory that I wonder if they, being the Requiem, if they were the ones that maybe tried opening back up the multiverse. Maybe that's how they died. Maybe they sacrificed themselves to open up the multiverse to get Primus, Ultimus, Victus, maybe some of the old crews, Mob of the Dead, Shadows of Evil. That would be a cool little story, but then people might complain about it, like, what was the whole point of closing off the multiverse if you could just open it back up? But that would be something cool to kind of bring that back a little bit. Maybe you don't even have to do it in game, maybe just part of a story. Maybe show that the multiverse opened back up. But I guess right now we're in the whole universe where, like I was the first one that mentioned it back then, is Infinite Warfare or Infinity Ward and Sledgehammer zombies are all in the same. We're always in the ether verse, anyways. But that's getting into territories that I have to start explaining stuff to people. But again, I don't want to kind of talk too much, but I mean the mode looks fine. It's daytime, and again, going back to Fortnite Save the World, a lot of it's in daytime, and then again, just to kind of touch on it again with Vanguard was all nighttime, and people still complain about it. The wonder weapon was the ray gun was too weak. You didn't get a bunch of wonder weapons. You didn't get a bunch of perkaholics, and whatever the case was. And people were mad because the zombies had machine guns back then. I forget what they were called, but people complained about everything. And Vanguard's gameplay was pretty good. I like traveling to those little areas and spots and killing zombies and then leaving there. And then you can kind of decide if you want to push your luck in exfil to get the bonus stuff or stay in there. Which actually, this made me want to go back and play Vanguard a little bit. Not necessarily Outbreak, because I think I completed everything in Outbreak. And I don't know how I feel about huge open world. I mean, I love Outbreak, and I did everything. I pretty much, I think, found all the intel. The story was great. But I'm not a huge open world type person. I'm not like a huge open world battle royale map. I like the smaller Rebirth map and stuff like that. Even Fortnite has a smaller map now. I don't know how I'm going to feel about the huge open world unless there's going to be a lot to see, and then you're only there for an hour. And that's the last thing I want to touch on. My bold prediction is I think they're going to end up bumping up that hour maybe to an infinite amount, stay as long as you want, or an indefinite amount, or maybe bumping it up to 2 hours or 3 hours, because I don't think they're going to keep an hour there too much longer. I think it's too short of a time. When you start playing and you really get strong enough and start ranking up, you're going to probably have fun, and then an hour is going to go by really, really fast. I think eventually they'll bump it up to maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours, maybe even 3 or something like that. Anyways, I'll leave with that. I'll see you guys later.